Battle control initialized.
Hello there, comrades and cannon fodder. It's Dvoid here. I've got something a little different to my usual Red Alert games. This is a 3 versus 3 game. Each group of 3 is a team. So we have Team 1. Let's see the factions. Team 1 is Ukraine, Germany, and a France against, and Team 2 is Russia, Germany, and another German faction. So they're the teams: Russia and Germany, Ukraine, Germany, and France. Yeah, so both sides have got Allied and Soviet tech. Capability, because they've got Soviet and Allied factions. But Team 1, this is the French player using the French up here. They have, the phase transports and fake buildings. And the phase transports are very good for this kind of game, because it's a very sneaky unit. You can use them to transport Tanyas to targets and things and get away quite effectively with her, because it's an invisible unit. They cloak. This map is called the River, and there are these neutral pillboxes here, camo, and they're guarding the crossing, but they're neutral and they'll attack anyone. So they're not neutral, they're aggressive to everyone. And it's being destroyed by one side. There are crates on this map as well. I've got crates active. And the players are guarding these areas because you can use a naval transport to drop troops and vehicles off here. So this isn't the only way to cross. You have these areas here, and you can unload a transport here at these sections. So that's why they're being guarded. For the most part, this one's been left unguarded. And they're obviously focusing a lot of force around these bridges, not bridges, crossings, because they've got to guard it. Obviously, that's going to be the primary means of attack, especially in the early game. And the pillbox is still in place and killing this player's units. It's the Ukrainian side, and this ranger has made it across. He's going for a scout. Has he got the engineer? Yeah. And we have paratroops and spy plane and the GPS satellite counting down already. But this ranger's going for a scout. So he's, checking out the enemy base. Look, this is his point of view. The French player. And also, it looks like the German, if I'm going by the colours correctly, the German player, oh dear, not a German player, the German faction was scouting, but the Russian player, I believe, built a Tesla coil. The Russian side, the Russian faction, deployed a Tesla coil, killed the ranger, and one player, the player using France, is setting up here. And we have a plane taking out scouts, and we've got a sub-pen and a naval yard. That's a Russian submarine. He's attacking the naval yard, and the French gunboats responding with depth charges. He's getting a couple more hits in. The gunboats, you can escape the torpedoes if you can keep away from them long enough. They'll time out and explode, or if you can get an obstacle between you, say, so if it attacks you here, get your gunboat and move it here when it fires, and as long as you get something in the path, you can evade torpedoes, basically, is what I'm saying. It's not easy, especially in a river like that that's so simple and so few obstacles, but you can evade one or two. There's this is a transport, look, bringing a Russian mobile construction vehicle, and this is obviously for an attack at some point. They've got an Iron Curtain timing out, like counting down, I should say. There's a chrono tank here, nuclear missile silo, chronosphere. We've got the lot. What's this side? They've got the tech centre, so they can build. They've got a nice air force under construction. Plenty of anti-aircraft guns. An enemy air unit here would not be attacked by the AA gun because it wouldn't be able to see it. It can hit it, but if it can't see it, it won't attack. So that's why you give the AA guns extra view range with other assets. Right, he's escorting his MCV with some aircraft. He's built a barrack straight away. I would get an engineer out of that, but, you know, it's gone. But, oh, he did get an engineer. Fair enough. Nice try. Very nice. But he's building Tesla troops and placing defences. There's Allied defences here. So his teammates helping out because it's a Russian construction yard, and here we are. We've got a lot of troops here. There's a Tesla coil been placed. They're backed up by artillery. There's a couple of strafes, not particularly effective, sadly. Tesla coil gone. Some more strafes. They were more effective. That was nice. And there's some hits from over here from this missile sub. And the Tesla troops were just enough to finish off the remaining troops from the first wave. Now, wave 2 is a different matter, but it looks like they're actually busy. The controlling player is actually doing something else. There's an attack here. That's obviously what he was doing. There was some sort of helicopter there. But maybe that's why he was busy, and these units were allowed to perish. But the artillery's still in place, and there's some Ukrainian aircraft. 6 of them, 6 yaks. What target would he choose? He's very nice. I would have gone for the construction yard as well, but he's used the Iron Curtain to defend it. It may have been another player who did it, but no, I think that was him. But it's very nice work. He's got Allied base defences being built, and an Allied barracks as well, producing infantry to protect it. So this is a very nice foothold, and I think they need to start applying pressure somewhere else. The player from that side has made it over here. Yeah, they do. They need to apply pressure somewhere else because the enemy are building up force here and committing. So now is the time to strike somewhere else. Look, the missile... Oh, look, it's a cruiser. The missile subs need to do more, but they haven't got a massive range. But the cruisers have just destroyed the artillery. The cruisers are a different matter. And that's nice. That's they're stabilising. But the enemy are beginning to commit more to the attack. The Mammoth's legging it. They've produced another MCV. Some Tesla troops. Now, there you go, there's the second push. And we've got some yak strays, but they didn't hit right. They hit the light tank and other things, so the yak, sadly. But look at the radar jammers causing those missiles to veer away. That's so nice. Look, the only shots hitting that radar jammer are bullets, so that's really nice, that. There's a power drop for you, it did well. It's the old Skull 3 bombers, and it was under AA fire. But that was nice. It was a nice push breakthrough and use of tech. But the radar jammer, that's a great example for you of how the rockets just veer away from their target. But these mechanics, what a shame. 500 apiece, I think. That's such a shame that they're, you know, and the medics next. They're getting friendly fire from artillery, and, you know, it's a shame to... There, now get that. They should grab that. I wonder... it's over, so it's not important. Here's another radar jammer. You see, only bullets are hitting it. Very nice unit. Very impressive unit, that. The radar jammer. And we've got Tesla units and a base push. Cruisers and missile subs are firing. And that's not a push from the other side. It's this player just securing this side. Sorry. That was incorrect. But there we go. There's a nice bombardment from that side, and these Tesla troops, there's no one to really stop them. The Tesla coil is doing nothing. I wonder... Oh yeah, sorry, it's from this player. It's a base push Tesla coil. If the base defences aren't on attack anything stance, they won't attack structures as standard. When you build them in a base push, they'll just stand there. So unless you tell the Tesla coil to attack enemy structures, it won't do anything. It'll attack enemy units when they come within range, but that's all. But that's because when you place them and they're built, they're in standard mode, which is what would it be? It's standard like guard mode, basically. So if you change them into attack anything stance when you're base pushing, they'll attack anything, but it will also mean they might be targeting a structure when something else comes along. But it's worth remembering, because during a base push they'll just stand there, and base defences, they won't target enemy structures as standard. But there we go, there's the last player, and there was a nice use of tech and a nice foothold that they gained here. This player, the Russian player, that was very nice, that was. And the missile subs, all that tech, the Tesla units, and, you know, then the next push broke through perfectly. We saw the radar jammers working, and the use of the Iron Curtain was very nice. Some air forces, although the air forces did have a hard time in that battle. They didn't get many openings, they didn't get much of a chance, to be fair. I mean, they could have attacked other things, but it was a busy battle, and they weren't easy targets for aircraft, the troops and stuff. You know, they had tanks around, and there was a lot of anti-aircraft assets all over, so aircraft were in a hostile environment, so they didn't have it easy. You know, and it showed, because they ended up crashing out most aircraft. But there's some naval units for this game. It's a cruiser, it's a veteran. Some missile subs here. Then a submarine guarding them. There's a naval yard and sub yard. But there's one of the transports I referred to earlier. And this riverbank, you can't get units from the water onto land. It's impassable. They're like cliffs or ridges, but these small beach areas here and here, these transports that you can build at your naval yard or build at the sub-pen, they can transport 5 units. So you put them at your own shore, put your vehicles in, or infantry, 5 of them, and then send them over to the shore you want to attack. But you don't want to put an infantryman in, because that's one space, so you could rather have 5 tanks. But I think you can load an APC with 5 infantry and then load that on. So you could transport 25 infantry if you wanted, and just get your 5 APCs to roll out and deploy them. So you could have 25 infantry coming out of a transport. As far as I know, it works. So yeah, there's the beaches for this side of the map. So there you go, there's a 3v3, and I'll just go through the graphs, charts and stats. There's DRD has had the largest army value. Earnings, a big drop in earnings for some players. Let's have a look at army. Yeah, a very varied force of naval units, artillery, mammoth, you know, all sorts. Combat graph. The highest kill count was 145, so there wasn't a lot of combat, but it was a good battle. It was a good game. Well played. There's support powers. We've got an Iron Curtain ready, spy plane, and a nuke ticking down for 2 players. So they would have had nuclear missiles dropped on them. Team 1 would have, because Team 2 would have had 2 nuclear missiles ready before long. Still producing base defences, aircraft. The economy chart, the highest earnings was 127,000. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, they're okay for cash, but there was a drop in earnings at the end for some players. Here's the basics, and your actions per minute: 16 for one player, 14 for another player. A very, very relaxed, sedate play style. At 14 actions per minute and 16. Nothing wrong with that, of course. That doesn't mean it doesn't mean the player's good or bad. Higher actions per minute or lower. It's just worth noting that's quite low. All of it is the actions per minute, but you know, just worth mentioning. But there's all the stats and graphs, and there's the game. I hope players enjoy it. And I thought nice bit of a team battle for a bit of a change for my viewers. So and it was a fun game. I enjoyed viewing it. So I hope everyone enjoyed watching, and until next time, everyone take good care of yourselves, and for now, goodbye.
Battle control terminated.